The headline before the meeting began was that Elon Musk would be there.
Mr. Musk, what's your message to federal employees who you fired?
Not a cabinet member, but in every way, the world's richest man and unelected is such a central part of this presidency. And so in the end, of course, he'd be there. Inside, the critics' lines wrote themselves. He really was the shadowy figure in the corner. The black MAGA hat, his nod to his president's movement.
Thank you, God, for President Trump, Father, for appointing us.
For the first 90 minutes, it was free-flowing. The intention was accessibility, or at least the illusion of that. Because this White House is now seeking to control who can report in here. And as always, much of what the president said just wasn't true.
They spent $350 billion, and Europe spent $100 billion. Now, does anybody really think that's fair?
He repeated the claim that America had paid more than Europe to Ukraine, and that Europe's funding is a loan.
The money they spent, they get back. But the money we spent, we don't get back.
But it was how he framed things that was so striking. On the EU.
The European Union's it was formed in order to screw the United States. I mean, look, let's be honest.
On NATO.
NATO you can forget about. I think that's probably the reason the whole thing started.
His answer here was telling.
Is it also your policy that as long as you're president, China will never take Taiwan by force?
I never comment on that. I don't comment on anything because I don't want to ever put myself in that position.
And if the French president thought he got somewhere on Monday over the tariff issue, well, maybe not.
We have made a decision. We'll be announcing it very soon, and it'll be 25%, generally speaking, and that'll be on cars and all of the things.
The optics of all this were about control and about showing a leader and subordinates in a country built on three equal branches of power behind a rule of law.
Is it your view of your authority that you have the power to call up any one of or all of the people seated at this table and issue orders that they're bound to follow?
Oh, yeah, they'll follow the orders, yes, they will.
No exceptions?
No exception. Well, let's see, let me think. Oh, yeah. She'll have an exception. Of course, no exceptions.
The British Prime Minister arrives here in the hours ahead, and with that cabinet room spectacle, Keir Starmer couldn't have asked for a clearer indication of what he faces here, of the type of government America now has, the type of leader Donald Trump now is. American power and its global clout consolidated in one man and his way. The jeopardy tomorrow will be the news conference. Trump and Starmer free-flowing. Mark Stone, Sky News at the White House.